Yo, 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 you are now tuned into the Bag Brothers Podcast, episode 18. We here, baby.
Peace, family.
It's your boy Sully.
It's your boy P.
Yo, we back with another episode. I know the last episode was nuts. Y'all
Yeah.
went crazy. Y'all went crazy over the episode. A lot of DMs, a lot of text messages, a lot of phone calls. Y'all really enjoyed the episode, and we want to just thank you guys from the bottom of our heart that you guys waited 2 weeks. You guys waited for the episode because we were on a 2-week hiatus a little bit.
Yes.
Had to kind of dive into a couple of things to make sure logistics was right for launch coming up on 10/19.
Yes.
So we're back now. We're ready. We're in the studio again.
Mm-hmm.
And we're making shit happen for you guys.
Yeah, we back to end the episode. Pardon us because the episode dropped a day late. It dropped on a Wednesday.
Yeah, so there's a lot of logistical.
Yeah, we wasn't on our Back Brother Tuesday wave, but you guys still ate it up. Shout out to our co-hosts, Ayana and Manera for holding it down. They definitely had
from the Why the Fuck Am I Not Famous, podcast.
Yes. Tap in. They definitely came and held it down. They said a lot of they said some shit. It was good.
And they also matched our energy.
Yes,
right?
I
think it's hard to find people that match your energy.
Right. And that was just off the cuff. Like it wasn't like we had like this whole meeting beforehand. Like
no
it was
prep.
It was just like, let's get it and let's talk. So shout outs to them. Shout outs to everybody for holding it down for the 2 weeks that we were gone. We back. It's Tuesday. So back to Back Brother Tuesdays, back to regularly scheduled programming, literally. And yeah, the countdown has begun.
The countdown is here. We have literally 14 days before.
Well, no.
Excuse me.
When they hear
it, y'all hear it.
It'll
be 2 days. So Tuesday, 12?
It'll be 10 days. It'll be 10 days. That's if they listen the first day of drop. Because some people will listen on Tuesday. Some people, whenever you listen to this, hopefully you listen to it sometime during the week. Just know October 19th. Everything is still a go.
Everything's a go.
Yeah, it's
green light flashing.
Yeah, it's shaping up. Every time we feel like we hit a hurdle, it's like you feel like you down and out, and then it's like you get a little spark of energy because it's like, oh shit, hold on, we can maneuver this. We know what to do with this right here. So I'm excited. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Looking forward to revealing this merch that we've been working hard on.
Y'all seen a little sneak
peeks. Yeah, the orange hoodie.
Yo,
stay out my DM, bro. I'm letting y'all know. Like,
that rugged rust.
Yeah, rugged rust. Shout out again. Tap into episode 17. We came up with that on the fly.
Yeah.
Everything's limited, man. Like, I don't think we can stress that enough. Like, I can't, we can't hold anything. Like, we're not letting people, like, purchase it beforehand. We trying to make it as fair and as even as possible for everybody. Like, if you come into the launch to support, hopefully you come in to, support us, buy some merch, whatever. But it's just like, I cannot hold anything for you. I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing I can do. My hands are tied.
The DMs is like, I'm not in New York.
Right.
Is there any way I can send you money? Can I do a pre-order? Right. We're not taking pre-orders. We're not collecting money early to get. We're not doing. I'm sorry.
Right.
But we can't
for our people. Because we do got the podcast is growing, so there is some supporters who are outside of New York. We post the launch, we'll figure out how to make that work logistically for you. Because we still want y'all to be repping it wherever y'all are. But it's like as far as like leading up to the launch, there's nothing that we can do beforehand. I just want to keep stressing that, like. Because people, I don't know, people find mad creative ways, like, to ask you, like, yeah, yo, da-da-da-da, like, niggas write you a letter, slap it on your chest in the supermarket, like, yeah, yo, can I get that orange hoodie in a medium? It's like, yo, bro, no. Like, no. I don't even have a hoodie yet. So, like, how you gonna get a hoodie? How you gonna get your pre-order? So, but we appreciate the support, man. Like, to see that hoodie. Like, I literally posted the hoodie while we were recording that episode, and it literally went up. Like, it was like, yo, let me get that. Yo, what's up? That hoodie is it. That hoodie is sick. Da-da-da-da. I'm like, damn. So, October 19th, man, 6 to 10, Bag Brothers brand launch. We coming. We ain't taking no prisoners, and we ain't taking no shirts unless we going on vacation.
As far as the tickets go, I know the ticket sales are sold out at the moment. As promised, P and myself will release more tickets.
Yeah.
We won't say how many more tickets were released, but once it's up, we'll get that price sorted between the next 1 and 2 days, next couple of hours. Once that's sorted, we'll let people know when the tickets are up. The tickets are, again, they are free.
Yes.
We're not charging you to come in and buy stuff. Like, it doesn't make any sense to us, right? The tickets are free.
Right.
For those of you who are inquiring, your how much ticket price? I had money last week. The ticket prices are free. Right?
Yeah, don't
it's just the RSVP.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's our RSVP. It's just so we can handle things on our side logistically. Because people been hitting me with that too. Like, oh, like, can I give you the money next week? I'm like, what money? I'm like, yeah, I can take your money, right? Like,
you're not getting a
ticket. Yeah, the ticket is free. So it's like, if you want to just give me free money, I'm
always sending the free money.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I got bills. Like, I'm getting older, my bills get higher. So but there's no price, right? Like the merch, like, and we'll release like a price list for the merch as well, because people have been asking me that, like, oh, yo, how much did I bring? Bring all your money. Bring $1,000. The hood bring $1,000 for me. Bring $1,000 for my bag, brother.
Yeah.
And we'll work something out, right? Because I got bills. Bills gonna come up. Bills is coming up this week. Bills gonna come up next week. Week after that, like, bills gonna keep coming.
Right.
So again, we won't say when we releasing tickets. Just y'all gotta just stay tuned to the Bag Brothers page, man. Like, between all three, like our personal page and at the Bag Brothers podcast page. But yeah, all will be revealed. Like, because people are like, oh, well, I get my check on Friday. I'm trying to, like, see how much I should budget. Like, can I afford to not pay my car note this week? Listen, your car get repoed, that's on you. But
right.
we gonna definitely set the price list out. We gonna let y'all know how much the items are, and yeah, like we just gearing up, man. October 19th. Like, I don't even remember when we first started, like, dropping hints about it, but it's like, now that it's almost here, it's like, yo, I'm just excited. And I think the people are excited. I think the people are clamoring, like, yo, what's gonna happen? Like, what should I wear? So we in pocket.
Yeah. We just want to mention also BBGC.
Yes.
Hashtag it.
Yes.
Stay on the water wave.
Mm-hmm.
The water wave never stops.
Yes.
For nobody.
Yes.
So make sure y'all drinking your water. It's getting a little cold outside.
Right.
So cold water is good. Room temperature water is better.
Right.
But just make sure you get on your BBGC as you go through the year.
Mm-hmm.
As you get closer and closer to the new year coming up. But yeah.
Did we hit him with the tip?
Nah, we have the tip right now.
Oh, I'm about to say.
So tip of the week.
They be like, oh, well, I needed the tip.
Nah, tip of the week.
Okay.
We giving to y'all the order. We gonna give it to y'all. Y'all be all right.
Yeah.
Tip of the week. Imagine no limits on what you can be, do, or create.
Sweet.
That's interesting. You gotta break that down first, though, P.
All right. So, I mean, in a nutshell, that's just saying to be limitless. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to set no limits on yourself. Like, I think me and you had a conversation. This was like weeks ago. Maybe months ago, actually. And we was talking about, like, what we wanted to do for the tip. And I don't remember the exact tip that we came up with for that week, but you was telling me, like, about a situation about, like, somebody not, like, believing in themselves.
Oh, yeah,
or, like,
yeah,
not striving to be the best that they could be. So I guess that's what this tip of the week kind of puts me in the frame of. It's like, just be limitless, right? Like, just dream big. Like, I know that's almost like a cliche, like, oh, dream big, but it's like, don't set limits on yourself. Like, there's no limits. Anything that you want to do, anything that you need to do, you can find a way to do. So. And that quote particularly resonates with me just because school started back up last week. So it's just like getting back into the swing of things, getting back in, because it's like I literally haven't touched a textbook all summer. Like, I haven't touched a bug. Like, I didn't want to think about school. I didn't want to just the thought of school just like, oh my God. And it's just like, now that I'm back in the full swing of things, like, we had school 2 days and I had a test already. Like, literally, we didn't even have school 2 days. I had like a fake orientation. Well, I forgot what day it was this week, but whatever. And then I had class for, like, the first official class Thursday, and then Saturday I had a test.
You just getting slam.
Like, I'm like, bro, I walk into class Saturday morning, 9:00 in the morning. Oh yeah, test here, pull out.
Yeah, so I can see how that tip relates to.
Yeah, so it's just like, damn, and it's like, yo, I tell people this all the time, like, yo, bro, this law school thing is like the hardest thing that I've ever done, and it's like, all my life, people be like, oh, yo, you man smart. You smartest person I know, da-da-da. You got this, da-da-da-da. It's like, yo, bro, y'all don't understand, like, how mentally drained. Like, and it's just not, like, because it's like law school is not just, like, it's not a test of just, like, your mental endurance. It's just, like, it's, like, physically, too. Because it's, like, if you working during the day, then you got to go to school, then you got to come home, then you got to try to find time to go to the gym, you got to try to find time to do your homework, you got to try to find time to record the podcast. If you got a podcast, you got to find time to spend with your friends and your family. It's just like, yo, this, like, it tests you from all ways. Like, it's not just educationally, I guess. And like I don't know. I used to fake joke, but I really wasn't joking. Like I be telling people like, yo, bro, I'm about to drop out. Like I tell my family that all the time.
Yo, go to the tip, man.
That's the tip.
You're talking with the tip, man.
That's the tip. Imagine.
I don't hear about your life story right now. You about your life story, man.
Imagine no limits on what you can be, do, or
talk
create.
about that, man.
Yeah, like that's what it is, though. That's my law school.
You don't hear about your spill, nigga. You hear about your law school endeavors and whatnot, man.
Just fuck law school if you in undergrad, wherever you at in your education or in your life. If you making t-shirts, if you making hats, if you like whatever you trying to create.
There's no limit.
Like, just stay on your path. But yeah, that's my spill for the week.
Damn, nigga talk too much, right?
Yeah, I can't say I ain't get it.
Nigga talk too damn much, man. You asked him one question, he asked you, yeah, my dog was with the cat and the cat dog, and he jumped off the roof and he broke his leg, and now I'm sad. Like,
yes, man.
I don't care about that.
Law school, man. Fuck this.
All right, but now, I mean, I agree for a lot of the part. I just think that you need not to limit yourself on things that you think that you can do. You know, this kind of ties back to other tips of the weeks that we gave before. Mm-hmm. So they all have like a connection to each other one way or the other. Mm-hmm. I just think that you guys, as a person, as an individual, you guys need to, and we all need to as people, just believe in ourselves a little bit more, right? Mm-hmm. Have a little more confidence. Right. And once you believe, you can achieve it, right? And that's kind of seems kind of cliche, mm-hmm. but we can make it happen. Right, you just have to like do the work, right? And I think a lot of us don't want to do the work.
That's a tip of the week right there. Do the work. Just do it. Like almost.
We always complain about, yo, this is hard and boom, boom, boom. A lot of shit gonna be hard, but if you actually put the work in, you'll find yourself going through the hard work, quote unquote, and coming up victorious. So, yeah, you know, that's it. Tip of the week.
Not mad at that.
Now let's do a weekly recap. You know how we always break it down. So what we have right here.
Well, first off, how was your week?
My week,
we gotta get into your week. Like, how was your week personally?
I'm tired, man. I'm drained. Right. I'm not gonna like. I feel like I say that almost every podcast, but every episode of the podcast. But I'm really like drained right now. Like I'm tired. I'm doing a million things. I feel like the work never ends. I feel like. And not work in terms of my job, but work like in life. I feel like it's always something to do. And even if I have my down moments aren't like adequate enough for me personally. Right. I feel like I have like a time to sleep or time to take a little nap, and I got to get right back up to jump back on the next thing. There's always something else coming after one thing after the other. So I guess I'm trying to find my footing in it all, but I think that I'm okay, all right? Worst things could be happening, and I'm grateful for what I have in front of me, and I'm also praying for things to come my way in the near future as well. So my week is okay. Could be better, it could be worse. I take it for what it is. Take it with a grain of salt.
I pretty much told y'all how my week was. School started back.
You see, right?
Bro, it's just this
he gave the weekly recap and the week and one going.
Yeah, so I got 2 for 1 because, yo, this school shit, son, I don't know, man. Like, I legit don't know. Like, this shit is really hard. Like, and it's like the more I think about it, it's like, yo, like, I see why people don't finish law school. So,
yeah, school ain't for everybody.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. And it's not about to be for me. That shit is hard. But I'm in it. I'm in it for the long haul. Like I made a lot of people that's important to me a promise that no matter
but like I feel you, but it's like, yo, it's not about nobody else.
Of course not.
I think it's a stigma where it's like we always have to be like, oh, I made people a promise. Yeah. I have to like uphold but it's I feel like it should be about you, right? What you want, not about what promises you made somebody else or the promise you made to somebody to make them feel good about what you're about to do. It should be about, yo, this is what I want to do, and it's not about me having to fulfill to make you feel better. It's about making me feel better, right? If I want to do law school, I'm not doing it because of X, Y, and Z. I'm doing it because I want to do it. I genuinely want to be a lawyer for whatever reason, or a firefighter, or whatever you want to do.
I get that.
I feel like a lot of people do that all the time. Right?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I think it's twofold though. I think especially when we had this conversation before on the podcast. I feel like because for a lot of us, especially like thinking about education wise, a lot of us are like, I'm personally not a first generation college student, but like I can understand like somebody who's a first generation college student, right, who feels that pressure of like, yo, I made my parents a promise that I was gonna go to school, or like, you know, like if we have friends that are like immigrants, right, so their parents immigrated here for that our friends, which is their children, to like go to school, get an education, whatever.
It's whack to me.
I get it, right? But I see it. I see what you're saying, right? That resonates, right? But I still think it's twofold because for me personally, I feel like nothing that I'm doing is for me alone. Like no matter what, like it's like I could say that, oh yeah, I'm born alone, but it's like yeah, I'm going to law school because my motivation for going to law school was based on the dynamics of my family situation with police,
which makes sense. Which fuels,
yeah,
and not only fuels, but it's testimony to what actually you want, right?
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people just doing because my mom or whatever want me to go to school,
no.
or because my mom said she came from whatever place she came from.
Right.
You wild over there. You know what I'm saying, right?
I know you about to say, and you just dumb, like you just dumb as hell. Boy.
But like they was like, I came from wherever place I came from, so.
Right.
I came here for you to go to school.
Right.
So off of that, they're like, oh well, I gotta go to school because mom and dad said I had to go to school because they came over. This boom boom.
Nah, it's not like that for me.
Yeah,
like because my parents, like if I told my parents,
I just want to make that clear because I don't want people to get the misconception that you know.
I would have dropped out a long time ago. Like if I sat down with my parents and said like, yo, this is not for me.
Right.
My parents aren't gonna be like, oh well, you know, like no, my parents slap you upside down. You better get your ass back in that school, boy. Like my parents, like nobody in my family is like that, right? What I was saying is just like this is much bigger than me, right? Yeah. Like me going to law school, when the path that I'm embarking on, like, and it's like that's the motivation for me to like you said, like those moments when I'm tired, those moments when I'm going to bed at 4:40 in the morning and waking up at 6:20 to go to work, like 4 days out the week. Those moments when I'm trying to wake up at 5 o'clock to go to the gym or to wake up at 5:30 to finish an assignment real quick because I ain't gonna have time to do it in between work and school. So it's just like, of course, I get what you're saying, and yeah, the lines do get blurred because people will neglect themselves in order to fulfill a promise or fulfill something for somebody else. But like, no, law school is like, for as long as I can remember, before I even thought about it, I was like, yeah, I want to go to law school, right? It just so happened that along the way, right, like that's my anchor almost. It's like, yo, when I think about dropping out, when I think about quitting, I'm like, damn, like I made my grandmother a promise, right? Before my grandmother died, that was the last thing I told. Like, yo, no matter what, I'm not gonna not finish law school. But yeah, you raised a valid point, and I think we had that conversation on the podcast before, so that's very important to say. But yeah, my family ain't like that. Like my parents in particular, they gonna be like, yo, all right, like, you don't want to do law school.
What's your plan?
You have to have a plan. Like, I can't just go home and be like, nah.
All right, well, I'm sitting on the couch,
slapping the damn law school textbooks on the floor. Like, yeah, you know what? This shit ain't for me. Like, but nah, it's just, you know, like I said, like sometimes it does get trying, right? Like it is trying because it's like, yo, damn, like, bro, I got to go to work. Then I got to go to law school. Then I got to try to find time to go do homework. Then I got to still try to find time to have a social life. So it's just shit like that. But again, like I said, I understand both sides. Like I understand, and I know midterms is about to roll around for our undergrad, like it's like, so it's just like I just, you know, like whatever your motivation is, like just remember why you doing what you doing, right? Because you are gonna be tested. So it's just like whatever you need to tell yourself to keep going.
Right.
But don't neglect yourself trying to fulfill somebody else's.
First and foremost is yourself.
Yeah, like no matter what, you can't make nobody else happy unless you're not happy. And that's why
that's real.
That's why I ain't trying to make nobody else happy right now, because I'm trying to make myself happy first. You understand? So once I'm happy, then I can make all you other people happy. But anyway, yeah, so that was my week. We both tired of shit, so we both had a long week, you know? Like, listen,
y'all watching the YouTube, make sure you look at me watching YouTube, because this nigga's hilarious, you know what I mean?
Listen, I love everybody.
Wow.
I love all of you. But yeah, it was definitely and you know, segue, right? Perfect segue.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of crazy stuff going on in the news. At least crazy in my from where I sit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Cause when the news hit, like, and cause I forgot where I was at, but like I started getting the text, like, oh, like, yo, we finally got one, like, we got one. So I'm like, hold on, we got some money. They got reparations coming on. Let me go check my bank account. Bills due this week. But basically, if you don't know, if you haven't been following the story, I want to say like a year ago, off-duty police officer, her name is, what's her name? Amber Geiger.
Yeah.
She basically went into the wrong apartment and killed a black man. He was in his apartment, whatever, doing what he was doing. He was sitting down, watching TV, whatever he was doing. There wasn't like he had a gun. He didn't like, try to like attack the lady, like none of that. Like she basically, her story was that she worked a 13-hour shift, right? And while she came home, she said she parked her car on the wrong, like she parked her car in the parking lot on the wrong floor. So I don't know if she lives on the 4th floor, and the gentleman whose name is Botham Jean, he lived on the 3rd floor. She lived on the 3rd floor, and he lived on the 4th floor. But whatever happened, she said she parked her car on the wrong floor. Yeah, in the parking lot. And because she had worked 13 hours and she had been she said she was like fatigued. Like
this is ridiculous.
So we both know what being fatigued is. I've never got off on the wrong floor of my building and went to somebody else's apartment. But basically she went into his apartment or whatever. She was banging on the door, basically like yelling, "Let me in," whatever. When she got into the apartment,
wait.
Yeah, listen, the story is wild.
Yo, I want y'all to, for just tune in, right?
I don't know, man.
She was banging on her apartment door, saying, "Let me into her apartment," right?
Right, which is what
Come on.
So whatever. Long story short, she ends up killing a young man that was in his apartment, right? Like I said, there was no struggle. He didn't attack her. He didn't like try to grab a gun. She basically ended up shooting him in the chest and killing him. And again, all respect and peace to his family. His name is Botham Jean, actually. So basically, she went to trial. She went to trial this week, and she was found guilty, right? So like that was the first thing, right? She was found guilty. So that's when I started getting it, like, yo, we got one. Like it was going crazy. I'm like, all right, hold on, what's going on? Whatever. She was found guilty.
So just clarify, P. He's saying that we got one, meaning that finally somebody, finally somebody is taking responsibility, is being held accountable for the actions that they played a part in, X, Y, and Z. In this case, that's been going around media a lot, killing a police officer, killing
unarmed African
American male.
Right. Yeah. So basically, like the text started feeling like, yo, we got one. Da 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 da. So I'm like, all right, I'm looking at it, right? So you know me, I'm putting my lawyer hat on. So I'm like, all right, I didn't respond to none of the messages because I knew like, all right, hold on, let's see what's going on over here. Let's see what the sentence is, right? Whatever. Sentence comes down. They sentenced the woman to 10 years. Right? So immediately once that, like again, when I'm getting the text that say she was found guilty, right? So immediately I put my lawyer hat on. I'm like, all right, so we got to wait for the other side of it. So I'm not excited yet because I'm like, okay, like, y'all, there's another side of it. We got to see what the sentence is, right? Because like if I kill somebody, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. 9 times out of 10, right? If it wasn't in self-defense, like whatever. If we in this same situation, I walk into somebody's apartment, they ain't doing nothing. They in their apartment. So basically, I broke into your apartment, I kill you, and I'm going to jail for 10 years. So whatever, she gets sentenced to 10 years, right? Again, you know anything about sentencing, whatever, those 10 years, you're probably going to do 4, right?
Right.
If that.
Good behavior.
Yeah, good behavior, all types of programs. She'll get all of these programs, whatever. But again, like I said, all respect to his family, all respect to him, peace to him. What really caught my attention with the case was that, like, after she was sentenced was like what happened like immediately after. Because this was some shit I ain't never seen, but no, I seen it with the Charleston mass shooting when they was like after the crime was committed or whatever, and the families of like some of the people who were murdered, they were on the news saying like, oh, we forgive him, right? Like we forgive him, like, oh, we love him, we forgive him, whatever. And I was whoa. So basically, whatever, they sentenced the woman to the 10 years. Everybody's like, oh wow, this is crazy, yada yada yada. She's gonna get out in 4. But then after she sent it, so the first thing that hit the headlines, I think, was that the gentleman, Botham Jean's brother, right? He hugged Amber after her sentence was announced. So I just need y'all to like understand what I just said. So the brother of the victim, the man whose life was taken senselessly, right? The person who took his life, she gets sentenced. His brother asks the judge if it's okay to give her a hug, right? So I was just like, wait, hold on, what the hell going on? Is this some TV, like court TV, whatever?
And fucking what's the name of that shit? What's the name of the
Judge Mathis?
Judge Mathis?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like some sitcom shit, cause I'm like, wait, hold on, like what? Like
Ash could you gonna jump out?
Yeah, like she just killed your brother. Right. So again, like I said, right? They said like the gentleman's family, they were like of Christian faith, whatever. All respect, all praise to them, right? But it's like I said, it took me by like, cause it's like, yo, she killed your brother.
That took me back. I was like,
yeah, like she killed your brother.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you killed my goldfish. We got a problem forever. So I was just like, I had to sit for a minute. And I'm like, yo, hold on, like, it just
had to process it.
Yeah, it took me down a rabbit hole of just questioning, like, for one, it took me down a rabbit hole of like questioning, like grief, right? Because I understand that people grieve differently. Like people process death and loss differently.
Those people that like they laugh and smile.
Right? Yeah. Like
and it's not to say like they're not not grief. Yo, he just, if you tuned in the podcast, your man hit his head on top of the mic.
What the hell going on, man? I thought it was lit. I thought they just popped on me, man.
But so people like smile and laugh, and it's not that they're not grieving. Grieving is that's how they deal with it, right?
Right. So basically, the word that kept swirling around my head as I'm sitting there trying to process and parse out my thoughts was forgiveness, right? And the idea of forgiveness, right? Because it was like I was like, immediately I'm like, yo, if somebody like, right, God, whatever, knock on wood, hopefully this never happens. But I was thinking, right, like, God forbid, somebody was to kill my brother, right? Would I be able to, like, immediately after they get a sentence, like, we're not talking about 5-10 years down the line, right? Like, there was some space, there was some time to heal, there was some time to grow, there was some time to grieve, right? Again, he, like, right after the person who killed my brother is sentenced, would I be able to forgive them, right, one, and two, hug them, right, embrace them, right, like, share that form of almost intimacy, right, like a hug, right, like I don't hug everybody,
right,
so like I don't hug strangers on the street, right, that's just socially weird, right, but it's like for me, so would I be able to hug someone who killed, not even my brother, would I be able to hug someone who killed someone that I love?
You know what's funny? They say that forgiveness is the highest form of love. Ain't that ironic? Forgiveness is the highest form of love. So that means that
who said that?
It's the saying.
Buddha?
It's a say. I don't know who said it. It's a saying.
For us, it's understanding.
Robert Mueller. Yeah, Robert Mueller said it. Right?
That's a new one.
Yeah. So it says. Okay. So I can read the quote to you, right? So it says, "To forgive is the highest, most beautiful form of love. In return, you will receive untold peace and happiness."
Nah, fuck that. Fuck Robert Mueller.
So I mean, I think, I think that's.
We could parse that out.
Right, in this killing, I mean, damn, right? If you knocked over my Deuce or something, I'd be like, I forgive you.
Deuce, this nigga ain't say water. This nigga ain't say no juice. He said Deuce.
But if you knock over something, you knock over my Deuce or whatever, my water or whatever, like, I'm just like, damn, I'm tight. I forgive you. But you're playing God, right? You're playing a higher being by taking someone's life. You being the judge, the juror, and executor, and all at once.
Executioner, right?
Executioner, my fault. But I don't know.
I don't agree with that at all. For one, because in that context, it sounds like in order for me to have to forgive you for something, that would mean you would have to have done me wrong, right? You would have to have done something wrong to me, right? Whether it's like as small as knocking over your cup of deuce,
Right.
or whether it's as big as, like you said, playing God, right? And choosing when someone lives, right?
Yeah.
Or dies, right? So it's like, I don't agree with of course, like if you knock over my deuce, all right, cool, whatever. It's
Yeah,
deuce,
man,
like,
they say juice, water, nothing.
because I'm just in your pocket right now. So it's like, you not gonna my deuce? Okay, cool. Like because that's not even something for me to. For me, that's not something for me to forgive you.
What if I'm driving your car, right? Mm-hmm. And I like the light is red, but I thought it was green. Mm-hmm. I take the light and I get into a car accident.
For me, that's not something that I forgive you for. Right, like that's not like that. Like, okay, like, yo, you got into a car accident, right? Like, okay, like there's no like, because for me, forgiveness means that you've done something like egregiously wrong to me, right? Like, you hurt my feelings, right? You said something or you did something to me that was disrespectful almost, right? Or it was unnecessary, uncalled for, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm going into like.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've been in before. Where we had our little falling out,
right?
And you know, we kind of hashed it out. It was the first time we actually talked about it, right?
Okay.
And I was, so.
Okay.
It's a little backstory, right? I'm not going into too much of details, specifics, but we had a time in me and P's life where we knew each other basically all our life, and you know, I went away for school. And you know, he was here in New York, and you know, we didn't talk for a period of time, you know. And
timestamp wise, so we met 8th grade.
Yeah, all right.
We were best friends until like, no, I wouldn't say until then, but just for the sake of the context of the story, right? Like, we were best friends till 12th grade, right? And then, like, you know, whatever. We in high school, like, you growing up. You went away. Right. I didn't go away. I stayed. Right. You was the only person from our friend group who went away.
Correct.
Like, somebody else went to jail. Like, somebody else went to jail to do probation or whatever he had to do. But he was away in a different context. He was over there doing some other shit. I don't know. We still don't know where he went for those 6 months or whatever. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to this fool went to jail, do a probation violation. But you went away to school, and we like, so 8th to 12th we literally best friends, like front to front, back to back, from I guess like 18 to like maybe like 20, right? It was like maybe, a 2 year, like, because it was a year, like it was definitely a year straight, and then it was like a year and a half ago. It was weird because it was like he was around, but it was like we didn't have that conversation. So I'd say 2 years, right? Yeah. Whatever, 18 to 20, right? Because that was around the time that you went away. Then you came back, and then
it came back, and then it was like I don't know how we came to the conversation, but
I remember.
Go ahead, speak this over then, nigga.
I mean, I don't know, because it involves other people. So
fuck it, nigga.
No, it involves other people.
Fuck them niggas, man.
No, I like. Well, go ahead, finish your story. Then I'll tell them how we got back to
basically, what happened is that, you know, we were best friends, and I went away, and you know, I think we spoke like the first time I went away for school. Mm-hmm. And then it was like once or twice. Yeah. You good and anything, but it was like, and that was it.
Yeah.
After that, we never spoke again.
Yeah,
right.
Literally.
And I was just on. I think I hit him up one time, and then he just like he dubbed me. I'm like, what the fuck? So like, I was like, I'm not about to double text you. I'm not about to double call you and reach out and all this shit because you're not reaching back. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we just, I guess I just made my mind up. Was like, yo, we're not friends no more because we're not trying to like reach out to each other. Mm-hmm. I ended up coming back because I ended up liking the school. I was like, fuck the school I went to, and I came back to the city to my mom. Like, I'm coming back. I don't like the school. Came back to the city, and then we ended up going to the same college, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we started to see each other more often. So. We kind of kept it cordial, right? But we didn't stop to have no conversation. So if I'd see him and he'd see me, we'd make eye contact and we'd be like a right, whatever, what up? Cool, whatever. Keep it pushing, right? And then it got to a point, I'm not sure what happened in translation. We actually sat down and had the conversation, but it was very, very deep. And it was like, yo, you did this to me, and it was not cool, and I did not fuck with it. And it got so deep when niggas was like very emotional. Like niggas was like on some like or me at least.
Well, we both already already are emotional people. Like, I think I don't even think we more emotional. I think we just like we're so comfortable around each other that it's just like it's like, bro, I've cried on your shoulders more times than I've known anybody that I've like it's just like, because it's like it started out like in like 9th grade. It was like it's like not to sound like you know, like not to sound like I don't even know how to say it, but it's just like we're just so comfortable in that space of like, yo, listen, I could be emotional here.
It's what it is.
I won't be emotional around anybody else, right? I won't never let nobody get that part of me, right? Just because I'm naturally guarded as a person. But it's like we've always been like that. Like like 8th grade, like I forgot what it was, but it was just, I remember the first time that we cried, right? Because it's just like, and it's like I never understood that, like, yo, if I see this person crying, I'm gonna cry. I was like, fuck that nigga. That nigga crying. Yo, you know, you just pat the nigga on the back. All right, you good, my nigga? You
all right,
good?
let's go.
All right, you good, my nigga? Like, but it was like,
I can pick from where I left off.
Yeah, so whatever. So it was like we was like 20. And the crazy shit is that now that we talking about it, like even that one conversation wasn't the last. I don't know how the fuck it came back up at my graduation dinner, but I know how it came up at my graduation dinner. But all right, so we had the first conversation at 20, right? Maybe 2021, maybe. I think maybe 20, like end of 20.
I think
because I don't think we was drinking yet.
Nah.
So 20, we had the conversation.
I was drinking.
I was drinking. I just want to tell them, hey, Ma, I don't know what you talking about. So we had like, and I think and I tell people this all the time. Like I tell anybody who I'm just meeting and like they're like asking me about my relationship history. I tell them all the time that like I've learned more about relationships from my relationship with you than I've learned from any other relationship, whether it be platonic, whether it be romantic, right? And the one thing that I learned from our relationship is that, because it's like sometimes like, and I be telling people this, like, yo, so like when we stopped talking, right? It was like, yo, I was with somebody at the time. I was like, yo, when I see that fool, boy, it's lit. Like, yeah, we gonna get him. I'm like right upside his head. Yeah, dump him in the car, all that, right? And I remember the person, like, cause that person, she knew the extent of our relationship, like, and she knew all of the shit that we went through, like, and it's like
prior to them even getting together.
Yeah, it's like yo, like we literally been in life or death situations, like, and I tell people that, like, it's like, no, I'm not saying that like because it sounds cute, like I'm saying that like real shit has happened where it's like, yo, whatever, we don't know how we gonna get out, but one ain't going out without the other. Yeah. So it's just like I feel like that's a different type of camaraderie. I don't think you could buy that. So whatever. Long story short. I used to be like, yeah, no, fuck that, like, and honestly, like in hindsight, but like again, hindsight is 20/20. Like the reason that we fell out was the dumbest shit ever. But in that moment when you 17, 18,
like
it feel like, nah, fuck that. He want to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna get him jumped and the nigga he would jump. You heard that? Them niggas gonna get jumped together. But yeah, so we ended up having a conversation when we was like 20. And really that conversation was spurred by. Actually, it might have been after I was 20, because we really had a conversation when I first went away to school, when I was leaving to go away to school, because I remember we both had them dumbass Uggs on, and we were sitting in the corridor of Kingsborough. That was the first time where it was like you cracked the egg, and then like then it like split, like the whole
came out.
Yeah, then it started spilling. So whatever, we had the conversation, right? We had the uncomfortable conversation, and that's like I said, like I be telling people, it's like, yo, like. I literally went 2 years without talking to somebody that I spoke to every single day, right? That like literally, like I said, life or death situation. Like I put my like, yo, fuck it, like we gonna figure it out. We going home together though. Like I don't care what happened in between here and where we gotta go. We going together. So it was just like, I guess it taught me that, like, and I like, it's just like, yo, like what's meant for you is for you, and it's just like that shit that they say, like, oh, if you love something, let it go, and if it comes back, it was meant yours.
To be, yeah.
Yo, I literally, I was just telling my mom that I was like, yo, I really, the person who solidified that for me was my relationship with Sultan, just because it was like, yo, we didn't talk for 2 years, right? And it was like, yeah, it was a hurdle, right? We had to have a lot of uncomfortable conversations, even if those uncomfortable conversations happened 6 months apart, right? They didn't have to happen right here, right? This conversation happened on Monday, this one happened on Tuesday. It's like, yo, this conversation can happen on Monday. We might not have another conversation like this. We may have like a bunch of good experiences in the middle of these conversations. Right. But it was like, yo, like we had the first uncomfortable conversation, right? And it's just like, it's just for lack of a better term, it's just been not smooth sailing. Because like when you like, no matter what, I don't care what relationship you got, parents, like fucking friends, girlfriends, however many boyfriend, whatever. Like, there's always gonna be those patches. But one thing, I always say, like, yo, I'm not afraid to have any uncomfortable conversation with anybody. Based on the most uncomfortable conversation that I ever had to have was the conversation that me and you had about why we stopped speaking for 2 years. Yeah. So it's like no conversation ever. It pales in comparison to any like, I don't care who, I don't care, girl, whatever. My parents, if I had to go tell my parents, yo, I caught a I don't know, whatever. I ain't even
what.
Like, it's like no all conversations for me like pale in comparison to that conversation, right? Because as a man, that conversation, it could have only happened if we were both 100% ready to be as vulnerable as we needed to be to heal from the situation. Yeah. If we weren't 100%, like, yo, fucking, I'm laying everything on the table right here, right now. We deal with it from here. We not going, oh yeah, I'm gonna put $5 on the table. I got 20 tucked in my pocket. I got $1 in this pocket. It's like, yo, no, I'm gonna put all $26 on the table, and we gonna deal with the $26, right? So it's like, yeah, we had that uncomfortable conversation. One, right? Then we had another. Then, like, and it's like they happen, right? And I feel like if the relationship and if the friendship is genuine and is real, you're gonna constantly have to have those conversations, right? Yeah. But yeah, what the fuck was you talking about? What type of fake ass therapy episode? I was talking about but we was talking about forgiveness, right? Yeah. So even with that, right? So okay, that was probably the first time where I had to forgive someone, right? Because before then, I don't think I ever cared enough about anybody. Just
to give it. I also didn't have nothing to really care about. So.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I was 17, 18. Yeah. Like, it's like, okay, like, life goes on. Like, it's like, so, but even then, I don't know if I had to forgive you because, like, and maybe it's because hindsight is 20/20. It's like, bro, that shit wasn't that deep.
It wasn't.
Like, but in the moment, like, when you put yourself back in that, when you was like 17, 18.
It meant everything.
Yeah, so okay, yeah, we did. I did have to work to forgive you. So that's a good conversation. So
I guess just segue off in that. How would one define forgiveness?
Damn, that's a good ass question.
Because right? So I feel like obviously it depends on what transpired.
Right. And forgiveness looks different for different people, different situations. Okay.
What transpired, right? Mm-hmm. You know who's involved.
Right. Exactly.
And I think the relationship you guys have between each other.
Right. Because when I was thinking about this, when I was thinking about like what was going on in the whole forgiveness topic, I was thinking like how I could forgive you for whatever transpired between us, but like, let's say like my girl cheated on me, I probably would never be able to forgive her.
That's you know how wild you know how wild it is, and it's like if a two-way relationship, right, mm-hmm. girl guy, and a guy was to cheat on his girl. Mm-hmm. The guy would want forgiveness.
Black men don't cheat, so I don't know. Right? It must be a white man you talking about. But God, I get you.
All right.
I get you. Black men don't cheat.
But if a girl cheats on a guy, mm-hmm. a guy's like, yo, I'm done with you.
Certain guys.
Most guys.
Yeah, some guys would be like, nah, baby.
And some guys like that. And I'm like, yeah, do what you gotta do. But but like,
no, but that's but that was where I don't know why, but my head went there. Like, as far as forgiveness, like, what does forgiveness look like? Because I was like, it's crazy, right? Like you said, right? Like, I've never cheated on anyone, whatever. I don't, whatever. Anyway,
what you said?
I was saying like that. If it was, I'm not gonna say it was easy for me to forgive you, right? But we had the conversation, right? Yeah. We did the work, right? I think that's important. We did the work. We laid out.
I feel like that's the hardest part.
It's all the time, always, no matter what. It's always doing the work. So we did the work. Like, yo, okay, and I also think the thing that was different about our situation was, by the time the uncomfortable conversation needed to be had, we were already at a point in our lives where it was just like, yo, we got to put this back on track. We got to get this shit back in the water.
And I think also too, this kind of like, dancing off of that. I think that is just like, we'd rather have a conversation now and establish, what it is, because mm-hmm. we have so much other shit going on in our life. So it's either we in it together or we not in it together. Yeah, I think having that transparency is like, yo, we understand what's at stake.
Right.
it's all about if you want to continue or not.
Right.
And I think we was comfortable with either, obviously not either or, but we were comfortable enough making the decision right there and then.
Right. So let me ask you this: what's the hardest thing you've ever had to forgive a person for?
Oh shit.
Let me think about this.
Wow. That's hard. I think I have like, I don't know if I have one. I feel like I have two.
Give us one.
Damn.
Give him one. Give him one. Give him one right now.
Damn, son, the mic I'm about to get emotional on a
Listen,
podcast.
This is real talk.
I feel like, oh man, I'm choking up a little bit.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
I think that I had to forgive myself for not being appreciative.
Take your time. 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 Don't worry about it. Take your time. I didn't know this was gonna go here, but this is good. This is real shit though. Like, take your time. Take your time.
I think I have to forgive myself for not being appreciative of my pops.
Right?
I think that it's important that we understand the value in our parents.
Right.
And I feel like, losing my pops at a young age is hard, and I was like, my pops, whatever. But then I had to like get older.
Take your time.
I forgave myself for that. I had to pray about it.
Right.
I had to speak to you about it. Spoke to my mom about it, and just to understand that it's not my fault with my pops dying.
Absolutely not.
And just really tapping into understanding that you gotta take time to just collect yourself and be forgiving. And I think just going back to the quote in this situation is, forgiveness is the highest form of love, and understanding that, relationship I have with my pops, that's the time that I was allotted by God, and I can't change the time back. I can't switch the time travel and things of that nature. So yeah, I think that's the hardest thing for me.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. Shit like that you can't plan, right? And somewhere somebody gonna listen to this and that's gonna resonate, right? And even if they haven't experienced losing a parent or losing a loved one, right? They'll listen to this, right? And it'll hit them, and it'll be almost like a reminder, right? Like I said, it's like a wake up call that you should appreciate your parents, right? It's like, yeah. But yeah, that's real. So you saying you have to forgive yourself. And I think sometimes that's the hardest thing. I think that's the hardest person to forgive, right? Like, it's easy to forgive other people, right? Because it's like they don't exist within you, right? They don't live within you. They don't wake up with you. They don't go to bed with you. So forgiving yourself, yeah, I think that's real. I think that's the most relatable thing. I think in so many ways, yeah, I had to forgive myself for a lot of things that I've done, right? Especially over like the last 2 years where I've been doing a lot of soul searching, right?
Yeah.
Where I've been trying to get right with myself and just be a better person. Like I remember looking back, like I remember somebody that I hold in very high regard, maybe like 3-4 years ago. They told me like, whatever, we had gotten into a little argument or whatever, and they was just like, yo, I'm not the same person that I was when I won't say what age because it is gonna give it away.
Yeah.
But it was like, I'm not the same person, and like that hit me. I don't know why it hit me at that time, but it was just like, wait, I'm the same person, right? Like there was no like I had like and no matter how much I had grew, right? No matter how much I had grew interpersonally, it was almost like a realization to me, like, yo, hold on, I'm the same person that I was in high school. Like it was like, yo, hold on, like, cause I thought about it, and I was like, yo, this person is not the same person, like at all, like 100% total different person, right? Cause like again, you get so. Like hindsight is always 20/20, so you get so trapped in like, yo, right here, right now. Like it's like we live such a fast life that it's like you don't even think about like, yo, 10 years down the line, like, yo, this shit ain't even gonna matter, right? This person, like whatever, you love them, yada yada yada, but they might not even be here no more. So it was like when that person said that to me, I had to like, I don't know why it hit me that day. But I'm like, damn, I'm the same person that I was 10 years ago. Like, not 10 years ago now, but it was like, I'm the same person. Like, I don't got no, like, emotional growth. Like, my emotional intelligence has not gone up any amount.
So it was like a shot.
Yeah, because it was just like, yo, like, for the first time in my life, I had to really come to grips with the fact that this person is not the same person, right? And I was expecting them, I was holding them to those standards for them to, like, exist in that space, right? Like, yo, this is who I need you to be for my ego. And it was like, yo, hold on, right? And it was just like, yo, wait. And that, I think that was the turning point for me. That was when I really started to, like, bog down almost and, like, really do some real thinking about myself and who I wanted to be, who I want to be, not who I wanted to be. I'm talking like I'm dead or some shit. Who I want to be, where I want to be, how I want to be perceived by the world. And it's crazy because right after that, I remember we were sitting in my pop's crib, and that was when I first told you what I had been studying, right? Because again, up until that point, it was just like, that's just what I knew, right? Like that's just how we talked. That was just my culture, right? For lack of a better term. But I had really, like, that was the thing that I guess put me on the right track, because my dad had gave me that when I was like 12. Like, yo, this is what you need to be studying. This is what you need to know. You need to tap into this. And I'm like, reading that shit. And it was like, hold on, like, once she said that, I don't know why it clicked, but I went and got the papers that my dad gave me, and I'm like, yo, let me start reading. Let me see what they talking about. Why do they say this, right? Because, like, even if you listen to the album, right, I was 4 years old. My dad starts the conversation, yo, peace, God, right? Like, and I was just like, I asked my mom about it, and she told me her spiel, her side of it, and I'm like, yo, hold on, like, it gotta be something on the other side of it. It don't just sound cool. Like, it's not just a good thing to say. It's not just dope to say. It's not just because niggas said it in raps. But yeah, I think in that space, it was hard for me for a while to forgive myself for not growing, right? And for, like I said, placing constraints on someone, right, based on what I needed them to be for my ego. So, and it's like now, like I'm thinking back to like the summer or whatever, and I was thinking, and I remember saying it out loud, and I don't know if I believed it at the moment, but I was just like, yo, even if you don't forgive me, right, I forgive myself. And it was like, yo, when I said that, it was such a burden, like, lifted off of me, right? Because, like, it was like, yo, I don't know if you'll ever forgive me, right? I don't know if you can forgive me, right? That's not my place, right? I can't punch you in the face and then be like, yo, I'm sorry, you gonna forgive me now? It's like, that's up to you, right? That's how you have to navigate. But it was just like, and I almost said it to be spiteful, almost like, yeah, well, guess what? I forgive myself even if you don't forgive. But then I thought about it, and I was like, yo, wait, I almost have to forgive myself if I'm going to grow, right? If I'm going to take anything away from this situation, I have to forgive myself and just understand and make peace with, like you said, I can't go into a time machine and go back, right? Hindsight is 20/20. So you could always look back and be like, oh yeah, well, guess what? I should have did this, right? Like, and then your whole life changes, right? I think there's a movie like that, right? Where the girl tries to, like, stop her death or some shit. But yeah, in that moment, I remember saying, and I remember like the exact moment when I said it, and I remember the exact look on that person's face when I was like, yeah, like, I forgive myself even if you never forgive me, right? And it was kind of my way of being like, yeah, well, fuck you, I don't need your forgiveness no more, right? Like, fuck it, I'm done trying to make you see that I'm changing, or make you see that I'm not the same person I'm not the same person no more that I was not even 2 years ago. You not the same person you was 8 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago, right? So my growth and my development might have happened later, but it's happening. But yeah, I had to really sit down and even now, I'm not even gonna say I've 100% forgiven myself for that situation, right? And for the situations that I might have caused and the turmoil and the angst that I might have imposed on not just that person, but people that I love in general, right? From you, from my parents first and foremost, right? Because my relationship with my parents dictates the relationships that I have throughout the world.
Right.
So, like forgiving myself for like probably not showing up the way I should have or wanted to in terms of like my familial relationships, and then moving down the spectrum of like, okay, my familial relationships dictate my romantic relationships. My romantic relationships for more or less dictate my platonic friendships, right? Like my relationships that I have amongst friends with women in general. That's just like my homegirl or my sister, whatever. But yeah, man, that's real, man. Forgiving yourself.
That's probably that's the hardest thing.
Yeah, like, cause it's like only like you can't run from the person in the mirror, right? Like you could lie to the world. Like I be telling people, like, yo, you can lie to yourself. I don't care. Like
it's weird. It's weird because I was listening to the song, this Drake shit, The Calm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is off his mixtape from So Far So Gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, So Far Gone. And he says, 40 mama always say, don't ask permission, just ask for forgiveness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess him saying like, don't be like, do you I apologize, I'm sorry, do you forgive me? And I think what he meant by saying that is the same thing as just ask forgiveness in the sense, right, that you got to be able to kind of ask yourself for forgiveness, right? You have to forgive yourself. So I think that's it's interesting that he said that bar back then, and then we kind of talk about it right now.
So let me ask you to piggyback off of that, right? And this is something that I wrestle with, right? Is forgiving yourself selfish, right? Because it's like you like, so for me, I always have like, and that's why I said I almost said it to that person to be spiteful.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it was like in my head at the time, it was like, I'm taking the power back from you, right?
Right.
I hurt you, right? Like you hurt me in response, right? But I'm not here to waste sins, right? I don't do that, right? Like I'm taking responsibility for what I did, right? Because at the end of the day, whatever, nobody's perfect, right? But if we gonna say, well, I did this because you did that, like we gonna be here forever. So it's like, for me in that moment, and like I said, I was probably being selfish because that was my way of taking back the power. Like, I don't need you to forgive me. I'm taking that. I'm forgiving myself. So whatever you do with it is on you.
Yeah, but I feel like they can get to a point, they could get to a place where, you've done something to somebody or whatever, and this person is holding this shit over your head now, right? They say they forgive you,
right?
But in the back of their mind, they really don't forgive you, right? So I think whatever you saying, you have to mean it. You gotta mean what you say what you mean, right?
Right.
So I think that again, as you always say, words mean something. So don't say something that you don't really mean, right? You gotta stand to your square when you say something. So just to answer your question, do I think it's selfish if somebody says, or if I forgive myself? I think it depends on the situation. If I'm meant to be spiteful with it, then of course it's selfish. But if I'm saying it genuinely, then I really forgive myself, because I can't move through life with like, I don't forgive myself for this. I don't forgive myself for this. I don't forgive myself for this. I gotta get to a place where I'm leveled out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming to terms with what happened, and I forgive myself for it. I can't walk around with this cloud over my head forever.
Yeah, it's definitely a conundrum, right? I feel like on both sides, because it's like in this instance, right? It's like, yo, like what if Botham Jean's family said, nah, we don't forgive you, right? And then Amber would have turned around like, well, guess what? I forgive myself. It's like, hold on. That's not your place to you don't get to offend me and then take somebody that I love and then say, oh, well, I forgive myself. What? Like forgiveness is not yours, right? So it's just like, that's where I draw it. Like that's where it starts swirling around for me, and I'm interested to see how people react to the episode.
Oh
and we get the feedback from this episode, because I wanna
specifically
that forgiveness thing, right? It's like, so, because it's like, I remember like, like whatever, always forgive but never forget, right? For me, For me personally,
is that forgiveness?
No, that's what I'm about to say. My forgiveness doesn't look like that. My forgiveness means I forgot, right? I gotta let it go.
I forgot in what way though?
Because like you said, because even if it's subconsciously, if I forgive you, but I never forget about it, subconsciously I may always hold it over your head.
What I mean forget about it, I don't mean like, oh shit, it escaped my head. Like I don't recall, I can't recollect.
Right.
It means in a sense that, yo, yeah, you've done X, Y, and Z, but I'm not gonna be like watching you like, are you gonna do something like,
right?
It's like, yo, you did it? Cool, let's move on.
Right. Okay.
Move on from it. Now if you do it again, then it's like, yo, what happened? Yeah. I'm now confused because I thought we was good on this,
right?
You know, so it's definitely a conundrum.
Yeah, so it's just like I'm really interested to see, like I want to hear the audience's like take on forgiveness, right? What does forgiveness look like for them, right? What have they forget? What are they willing to forgive, right? What have they had to forgive, right? Because it's just like it's a gambit, right? It's a give take, no matter what, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you slice it up. It's like forgiveness, like the common thread is that forgiveness looks different for everybody, right? And it resonates with everybody differently. I feel like I'm more open to forgiving because I want to have that same forgiveness bestowed upon me at some point in my life, right? Like I don't want to be like, nah, I'm not forgiving this person, and then there's a time where I need forgiveness, right? Where I'm genuinely asking and reaching out for forgiveness for my healing, right? For my peace of mind, for my sake, and I'm not able to get that, right? But I'm also cognizant of the fact that for me, you can't forgive everybody, right? Like some people just don't deserve forgiveness. Who the hell are you? Who the hell am I?
Yeah.
Right? Like you do certain shit is just not forgivable, right? And then I start thinking like, yo, is forgiveness overrated? Right? Because why I gotta forgive? Why I gotta forgive somebody if they took my family member? Right? Like knock on wood, right? God forbid somebody kill somebody that I love. I'm supposed to forgive you. Nah, you don't get that. You don't get to tell me that, oh, I forgive myself for killing your family member.
Right, yeah.
That don't even, like, what? Like, who are you talking to?
Make it make sense.
Yeah, like, nah, I'm not gonna go kill your whole family. Like,
yeah.
And I still ain't gonna be able to forgive you, no matter what. Like, so it's like, no matter what, the forgiveness train don't stop running.
Don't stop running.
So it's like I'm just really interested to hear how people define forgiveness and what that actually looks like for them. Because I feel like people say, oh yeah, I forgive you.
Yeah,
but what does it really look like? Because like you said, you can't forgive me and hold it over my head.
Nah, you can't do it.
Right? Like it's like that those two things, like it's like you trying to swim, but you got a brick tied to your ankle. It's like, bro, you gonna sink, right?
Yeah.
You gotta let something go. It's either you gonna sink or you gonna untie the brick and swim. So I mean, Hey, that went a whole different. Like when I was thinking about it, I'm like, yo, we just gonna talk about we forgiving it.
Yeah.
This went, but yo, listen, that's good.
But
man.
I definitely want to get to an email because we ain't read email.
We ain't give a Black Excellence segment. You got your nice jacket on. I think this Black Excellence segment is right. This is the universe is aligning. We back in pocket, baby. Back brothers, baby. Episode 18, man.
You're running to it. All right, yo, check the Black Excellence segment. Shining a light on two brothers from Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, peep the jacket, on their business venture called Brims. In 2012, after graduating Troy University, Archie Clay III and Taj Crutch went on to occupy jobs in both the human resources and IT fields. Clay was released from his job after 4 years, and in 2017, he knew it was time to embark on the road to entrepreneurship. He reached out to his friend, fraternity brother Taj, and the two decided to start the brand Brims after noticing a shortage of Black representation in the men's headwear space. To check out their designs to their website is www.wearebrims.com, and they also have an Instagram at wearebrims. Salute to these gentlemen, and thank you for being an inspiration. 06 to the good bros.
We leave it at that. I'm gonna definitely check it out. It's brim season. Got the top coats, turtlenecks, Chelsea boots.
Listen, y'all coming out heavy
boots.
With it.
Yeah,
coming out heavy with it. It's getting cold.
Yeah, I usually tap in with Gurren brothers, but if I'm, we able to support young Black entrepreneurs, like let's tap in. So I'm definitely gonna check out their brims. I hope their brims ain't too damn expensive. These brims be. Listen, I was in Gurren brothers the other day. Damn, I tried to pick up the brim. The shit was $250. I said, but for a hat, I wear this shit 2 times. I ain't never gonna wear it again. I gotta take a picture.
It should be made from God's beard or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's dope. Salute to those gentlemen.
Salute to the good bros, man.
Yeah, we back in pocket. People, where the emails at? Where the Black Excellence segment
right,
at?
We got y'all right now.
Yeah, we back in pocket, baby. We back, baby.
Hey, so peep the email.
Let's go.
What's up, back brothers? Right off the rip, that dating episode was spicy.
Spicy boys forever.
Y'all get a pass for not dropping for 2 weeks straight. Before that, because y'all came back strong. But anyway,
thank you for forgiving us. Thank you for
forgiving us. We appreciate it.
Right, we came back.
But anyway, I know y'all in tune with the Tekashi 6ix9ine case and him snitching. What's y'all views on snitching if put in a difficult situation, or is loyal to everything? That's a good email.
That's a very good.
And that's good email based on forgiveness thing.
Right, and it's timely. Well, for me, let me just outline this, right? Because for me, because I think people like snitching is just such a popular word that people don't understand it. Snitching is when you are indulging in a life of crime, or you are indulging in a crime, right, with someone else. You guys get caught for the crime, for the alleged activity, and one or more persons who is also involved in the same crime or life of crime as you decides to cooperate with the government in order to receive a reduced or more lenient sentence, right? I think when the whole Stop Snitching campaign came out, what was it, like 2003, when they was doing all the Stop Snitching T-shirts, and if you see the police, warn a brother, like all of those little stupid Coliseum T-shirts.
That's clever.
Yeah, so I think people got it misconstrued, right? Because for me, you're not snitching if you're a citizen, right? If you're a person who you're not involved in life of crime. If me and you go rob a bank right now, right? Not gonna wait, we need to, because this launch costs mad damn money, right? Me and you go rob a bank, we get caught running out the bank, we get caught with the money. You got money coming out your pocket. They pick me up, right? They don't pick you up. Well, they pick both of us up, whatever, right? I'm in the interrogation room. I'm like, yo, you know what, son? I'm gonna tell you right now. So you give me a cheeseburger, give me a double cheeseburger, give me some fries from McDonald's. I tell you everything. I'm just saying, if I listen at that point, if I'm going to jail, man, I'm eating cheeseburger, man. Fuck that. I ain't gonna die without eating a cheeseburger, but. Yo, listen, you give me a cheeseburger, give me a fish fillet sandwich. No, give me a Chick-fil-A sandwich with the Polynesian sauce and Chick-fil-A sauce. Fries, and I'll tell you everything about Mr. Sharif and what his role was in this motherfucking bank robbery, right? In order to get a more lenient sentence. That's what 6ix9ine did, right? Because Tekashi 6ix9ine was involved with crime. He was involved in a criminal enterprise. He was doing crimes. He was pulling out guns. He was selling drugs. He was doing all that.
Right.
So he is a snitch, right? He is a snitch. He's a rat, right? Miss Betsy, who's sitting outside the window and she see somebody shoot Lil Jamal that she been watching since she was 4, and she call the police. That's not snitching, right? So for me, again, I'm not a criminal. I don't do criminal activity, right? I don't have to do criminal activity, thank God, right? You do something to me, I'm not calling the police because I have my own views on
gripes
police.
And grievances with the police.
Yeah, like I have that already. But if I was a person who was to call the police, if I had a trusting relationship with the police, I will be calling the police on you. You rob my house, I'm calling the police on you.
I agree, yeah. Fuck.
You do something to my family, and I'm a citizen, I'm a regular law-abiding citizen. I'm not out here, like, because again, people, like, it's like, I never understood, like, yo, like let's say you got a cousin, right? Your cousin be out here robbing everybody, killing people, shooting this person, shot this person. Then when something happened to him, y'all want to act like y'all calling the police. You really can't call the police on that. Yeah. Because he out here doing stuff to other people's family members, right? So it's just like, just because your mom called the police, like, nah, you might have to take that. But that's another story for another day. Tekashi 6ix9ine is a rat, right? Because he was involved in activities, right? He knew. If he didn't know, hey, sorry, God bless you. You that's what come with it, right? You can't be Sue whooping and whooping and non-Trey and Trey Way and all that, throwing it up and you doing all of this, and then when it's time to face the music, right? And then when it's time to be held accountable for your actions, right? Because that's what it's really about. Nobody wants to be held accountable for their actions. Right. When shit hit the fan, oh, nah, like, nah, you got to be held accountable for your actions. So he's a snitch,
Stand on that, yeah.
No words for him, right?
So what has to do with loyalty is everything. The room goes silent.
Is he, so, like, are they asking, is he loyal?
So no, they saying, so the question was, What's y'all views on snitching if put in a difficult situation?
Okay.
Or is loyalty everything?
He wasn't put in a difficult situation. He willingly chose to participate in crimes. That's not being put in a. That's not being put in a difficult situation. You made a choice. You have to live with the consequences of your actions.
Okay.
Right. As men, as human beings, as adults, as whatever, you have to be held responsible for your actions.
What about loyalty?
Loyalty to what?
Wouldn't he be loyal to them?
Nah, he ain't loyal. He just said fuck them. He just ratted on everybody.
Okay, shit. Well, I guess loyalty. You know, if you with a gang or something of the sort, organization, whatever you want to be with, will loyalty be everything? Like, isn't loyalty supposed to be a part of the thing as well? The creed or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. But I think because there's no way to test that until the water's hot.
Which is now.
It can't be. Like, loyalty can't be everything when you join in the gang, right? Because it's like, where's the loyalty? Okay, even if they don't snitch on you, where's the loyalty when you go to jail for putting in pain for your set and nobody take care of your kids? Where's the loyalty then, right? Loyalty is not just about them not telling on you.
Right.
Loyalty is about them, okay, yo, homie in jail, we gonna make sure his son is good, right? Somebody raises your son, right? Because they understand that whatever you was put in a situation, you put in pain for the set. That, like, because gangs are like, the lineage of gangs is just like clans and like tribal. Like, gangs are very tribal, right? So it's like, if you go to jail, like, loyalty would be like, all right, not, God forbid something happens to you, right?
Right.
Loyalty is, okay, you got a kid. Your kid is now my kid, right? That's loyalty. Loyalty is not just like, oh, nah, I'm not going to snitch on you. I ain't going to tell him about that bank you robbed in 97.
Right.
Like, no, loyalty is like, you in jail or you sick, right? Not even in jail, because I don't even want to put that out there. But, like, you sick, right? You got a fever, right? Something, nothing life-threatening. Loyalty is, let me, you need me to pick Junior up from school today? You need me to drop Junior off at school today? Junior need it? Do you need anything?
Right,
That's loyalty. I don't think loyalty only has to be tested when somebody got some paperwork in front of you and they're like, yeah, we gonna put you in jail for this. Because anybody gonna crack under that. Who want to spend the rest of their life in jail?
Right, yeah.
You put some paperwork in front of me?
Why you outside having fun and everything?
Yeah, like, bro, loyalty can be tested in so many other ways rather than, oh yeah, we gonna put you in jail for the rest of your life. That's the easiest way for somebody to be disloyal.
What the hell's going on with the phone, man?
Siri bugging, right? But loyalty could be tested in so many other ways.
Siri not loyal, man.
Yeah, Siri not loyal. She over here bugging out. How you? Damn,
right, snitching.
But what do you think? How you feel about snitching?
I totally agree.
Snitch 9.
Wow.
Somebody said that.
Snitch 9.
Snitch 9. Snitch 9.
Hey, listen. You know how I feel about it. You snitching. That's what it is.
You think he gonna come out and still have a rap career? You think
possibly? Tory Lanez take a work with him after. That's that. Tory Lanez said that he don't care about.
Really a calm.
Tory Lanez said he don't care about none of the other stuff. He said the man can make music. Listen. I'm not saying I'm for that, but that you know how big that would be if Tory Lanez works with 6ix9ine and they make music, because first of all that publicity's going on.
Right.
Come on. The same people saying fuck 6ix9ine going to tune into that song.
Nah, I feel like 6ix9ine is gonna be in a good place if he decides to come up and do music, just because his core audience is not gang members anyway. So it's like, okay, like, it is what it is. But I mean, listen, all praise due to him. I mean, not all praise due to him. Excuse me.
Whoa.
God bless him. God bless his family. Right. Like,
help everything works out for whoever and whatever. Man.
I'm not with the snitching shit if you actively participate in crimes, though.
I'm good off that. Listen, as always, hashtag BBGC.
Yes.
You know, she always throw us in the hashtag there. Yes. Tag us. We're gonna repost y'all. We're going to get back on it. We here. We ready.
We got the BBGC on deck for the launch.
The launch, is heavy. It's heavy.
Yes. Listen, stay in tune, right? Because we going to drop tickets. We don't know how many we drop, and we don't know when we dropping them.
Yeah.
It's going to be random. It's going to be like a quick strike, like how they do with the
Jordans.
Up. Yeah, with the new Jordans. It just boom, we dropping them on Saturday.
Boom, they sold out.
Yeah, it's on. So just stay tapped in, stay in tune.
The email bagbrotherspod@gmail.com. All the inquiries, questions, comments, concerns, please send us an email. We'll definitely respond back to you and check them out.
Yes, if you have any, especially about the launch, right? Like people like dress code, price, all of that will be addressed.
Yes.
Like just look out for a post, et cetera, et cetera. All of it will be addressed. We're ironing out the details because we don't want to say one thing and then we have to like tweak it later. So all things will be addressed. Like, but if you have like a specific question or a personal question, like, oh, like, yo, this is about me personally, send it in, right?
Instagram, the Bag Brothers Podcast. If you're not following, but you're tuned into the podcast, make sure you follow the Instagram page.
Yes.
Right now, we're at 114 followers.
Yes.
We want to keep it going, keep it
We
pushing.
gotta stop shouting it out though, because I feel like people be unfollowing us as soon as they hear that we got like 100. Like they be like, oh yeah,
It's climbing up. So
yeah, I mean, we have
every episode we climbed up, 3-4 followers. So
I think
that's your business. If you don't want to follow, that's your business. I don't give a damn.
The content is growing.
Listen, my podcast, Sultan of Thrones.
Your podcast.
Oh, I'm bugging. Whoa.
Hold the fuck on. You got
Hold
on. What is the separate podcast that you got that I don't know
my
about?
Instagram page.
That's why you so damn tired. You over there trying to sneak and record the other podcasts.
Hey, my Instagram, Sultan of Thrones. Make sure you follow me.
Yeah, follow me at XChampagneP. Yo, subscribe to the YouTube, man.
Yo, yeah, for real. YouTube channel's up.
Yeah, the YouTube is up and running. Every time y'all get a new episode, we drop the video component too.
Sequentially, come on, man.
So tap into the YouTube. Just search on YouTube the Bag Brothers Podcast. There's spaces, so the space Bag space Brothers space.
Watch
podcast.
us on YouTube, man.
Yeah,
like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, please. Even on the Apple Podcast app, like rate us, subscribe, rate 5 stars.
Write your little comments. What we're gonna do? Make sure you do something. 1 of the 3, all 3, 2 of the 3, whatever.
And share. Listen, if you know your bad girl, like you got a bad girlfriend or your sister, whatever, she don't got the podcast on her phone. Listen, take her phone, type in the Bag Brothers Podcast on the Apple Podcast app, and subscribe for her.
Facts.
Right? Just subscribe for her. She might be on the train bored one day. The guy across from her keeps staring at her, trying to get her attention. She might need something to take her mind off what she about to go into work and deal with. Yo, we got her covered. We got you covered. And listen, like I said, October 19th, everything's a go.
October 19th, yo. The tickets are when you upload the tickets, is a little button you press that says "Get your tickets." You can click that on our profiles. Yeah. On our profiles and on the Bag Brothers profile. You click it. It'll pop up for you. It's real easy, real simple,
and the tickets
real clean.
are free.
They're free.
RSVP.
It's an RSVP. There's no money needed to get a ticket.
Right. We're not taking any money. If you want to send me some money,
that's
my
fine.
Cash App is $Prince529.
Mine is $Sully271.
Exactly. But so Cash App me personally if you want to help me out and pay my bills and take care of my family in Mississauga.
Hey, give me the Twitter.
The Twitter. Follow us. Follow the Bag Brothers on Twitter at the Bag Brothers. No spaces, no underscores, no periods. Just straight at the Bag Brothers. It's simple. We made it simple, nice, clean, and cut for you, baby. Follow my Twitter at ____ watch me work.
That's 3 underscores.
You know the vibes. And listen, as always, happiness is rich, health is wealth, kindness is currency, and a peace of mind is
the real bag. Listen, this was episode 18. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you at 10:19. Let's get it.
Peace, family.
Peace.
My ear mad hot. Me too. Like I'm like, yo, I don't want to move the shit and then they get that static loop thing again. But I'm like, God damn, my ear's on fire, boy. Very good episode.
Oh, it was a good episode.
Back in pocket because everybody